is this beautiful situation. It's not always beautiful. Sometimes it is challenging. I am bridging two communities that intersect quite a bit, but don't necessarily acknowledge this intersection. On one hand, the developers are like, oh, we need to get the requirements. We need to understand what this is about and what we care for as a business. But then they sometimes neglect SEO because it's like, oh, whatever. Which can be like a neck breaker for startups, especially if the resources are tight and you need to gain traction. And then on the other hand, there's the SEOs, which is a fantastic and fascinating field of people, because there's like so many different variations of SEO, just like there are a bunch of variations of developers in terms of the spectrum of what they do. And I really enjoy like figuring things out on the technology side. I think like there is a lot of overlooked potential in content and content strategy and user experience, but the technical side is something that is sometimes overlooked from an SEO perspective, sometimes or most often overlooked from a developer's perspective. And there is a lot of potential for collaboration and winning things together that is untapped. And I'm trying to bridge that by giving SEOs the vocabulary and the backing to actually talk to developers confidently about what is a requirement when you're building websites and web applications. And on the other hand, I'm trying to explain the value of organic search and the value of SEO to developers so that they understand, and also like the alignment in terms of values. For instance, I think both developers as well as good developers and good SEOs want websites to be fast. So oftentimes developers don't necessarily convey this properly to the business side of things, whereas SEOs already have a very good report to the business side of most operations and organizations. So there could be an alliance forming that isn't for some reason, and I'd rather like foster this alliance and this collaboration to grow rather than feed into the, oh, here's this workaround, here's that workaround. Workarounds will always exist, and this, as with everything, you can use JavaScript incorrectly and then break stuff. But that's like saying I uploaded a TXT document as my homepage and it's not looking good in search. It's like, yeah, what did you expect? You're not giving us any semantics, so we have to figure things out. That's pretty much what would happen when you write bad JavaScript. And the question of what is bad JavaScript is something that is often overlooked by developers, because SEO and JavaScript have a very specific knowledge and skill set that is not necessarily core to developers. But also SEOs are sometimes either shying away from it or making claims that are not quite accurate in the sense of, oh, I don't know what this is, so I'll say this is bad because it has been bad the last 20 years. It's like, yeah, great. But if you say this is terrible and then developers look at the data and see like, we don't have a problem, then you kill your own credibility. So I'm trying to give both sides enough information and insights into what the other side does so that they can work together. And that makes it amazingly interesting.